Every era brings forth a few individuals whose work reaches beyond the present and touches the future. Individuals whose influence is not seasonal or accidental, but the result of conviction, clarity, and purpose. Among such lives stands His Excellency, Architect Obong Victor Bassi Attah, architect, statesman, bridge builder, a man who designed possibilities and helped shape the identity of a people. Victor Attah was born on the 20th of November 1938, the third of 8 children into a Christian home, grounded in service, learning, and work. His mother, Mrs. Agnes Attah, was a school teacher, a woman of strength who believed education was a covenant with the future. His father, Chief Abasi Udo Adiaga Attah, known fondly as BUA Attah, devoted his life to agriculture and made history as the first Nigerian to earn a master's degree in agriculture in 1943. From them, young Victor inherited discipline, faith, and a quiet self-respect. He began his schooling in Asutan Ekpe and later Uyo, where teachers described him as intelligent, observant, thoughtful, and unafraid to stand by what he believed. His schooling took him to Hope Wardell Training Institute and later St. Patrick's College in Calabar, but the turning point came in Zaria at the Nigerian College of Arts, Science and Technology. There, between 1957 and 1960, he committed himself to architecture against his father's wish that he study engineering. To Victor, buildings were not just structures, they were statements about who we are and who we hope to become. When he confronted injustice being done to Nigerian students in Zaria, the federal government noticed his courage. That moment opened the door to a scholarship. He studied architecture at Leeds and later building science at Liverpool. And in those years abroad, something remarkable happened. He met a young student librarian from Barbados, Alison Coleman, graceful, intelligent, steady. They married in June 1965, a partnership of love and purpose that would anchor his life for decades. Together, they welcomed 2 children, Felicia MM and Christopher.
Obong Victor Attah, my dad. I see him as my dad. I find it difficult to see him as any other person. Like some people see him as a politician, some people see him as an architect, some people, obviously I see him as my dad. The person that shaped my life, the person that, brought me up, and the person that represents, that for the greater part of my life represented the meaning of the word home. So yes, it's my family.
State.
For me, on the sacred throne of Oduduwa, I am very close to the family. I have very good relationship with the children who are very well brought up like him. So I'm not surprised. He's an architect and also indeed is an architect of a new democracy in our country.
His mastery deepened, earning him a scholarship to Columbia University in New York, where he completed a master's in architecture and urban planning. He gained international exposure in Barbados, where he became the first black architect to practice on the island with Robertson Ward and Associates. In 1972, he became the first Nigerian licensed to practice architecture in the United States. He returned home not for comfort, but to contribute. After working with Kola Bankole and Associates, he co-founded Interdesign's Partnership in 1974 alongside Olusegun Kuti and Uduma Mba Uduma. The firm became a training ground for young brilliant architects and designed significant national landmarks. The Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna, the University of Calabar Master Plan, the Abuja City Center Master Plan, the NDIC Headquarters Abuja.
To be precise, around 72, 3, 4, 5, he had his architectural firm. And in that firm, he employed everybody, all the tribes, all the religious people, and he treated them fine.
There has been a bond between myself and His Excellency Architect Victor Attah. He molded my mind. He was instrumental to my success in architectural practice, because when I went there, I found quite a number of architects. They're all a mix of Nigerians from the south, from the north, and other part of Nigeria. So he stood firm to make sure that we worked as a family, and that's how we were trained by Architect Victor Attah. He is still my mentor.
Architect Obong Victor Attah played very important roles in strengthening unity in the Institute. I recall many years ago when there was some disenfranchisement of particular groups within the Institute, and Architect Obong Victor Attah was called in to wade into the crisis. I remembered he used his wealth of wisdom to ensure that there was a win-win situation at the end of the day. And so as a bridge builder, I've experienced firsthand how he used his wise counsel at fostering unity and bringing parties who were not agreeing together.
In 1987, when Akwa Ibom State was carved from Cross River, Attah firmly and successfully advocated that the capital be located in Uyo. He was called upon by the first military administrator, Colonel Tunde Ogbeha, to help conceptualize its spatial identity. He did not know then that he was laying the foundations of a future he would one day lead.
We have been as friends for a very, very, very long time. His profession was the main cause of joining me with him, apart from being a very good friend to many of my friends. But his profession is what put us more closer together. He's an architect, and I have always been very fond of talking to them, trying to talk about home and so on. And I have found him exceptionally a professional person. That's how we built up the relationship.
In 1995, at the National Constitutional Conference, he made a bold and unpopular stand that states of the Federation be granted control over their resources. He did not raise his voice for comfort. He did it for fairness.
My father-in-law, and I remember, stands for the truth. And he's fearless, like you have already said, he's fearless. He says what he believes he should say, which is right.
Though he pushed for 30%, 13% derivation was eventually recognized. The seeds of that advocacy would later redefine the Niger Delta. On May 29, 1999, at the dawn of the Fourth Republic, the people elected him governor of Akwa Ibom State. He entered office to find a depressed economy and limited infrastructure, but he also found a people eager to rise. He called them not to what was easy, but to what was possible. He laid out a vision, a prosperous, educated, technologically forward, globally connected Akwa Ibom State. And he began building systematically.
Agipol was the Akwa Ibom Investment Promotion Council, set up by Obong Victor Attah, architect Obong Victor Attah, as a one-stop shop for investment in the state. At the time he set up Akipok, most state-owned industries were comatose, were not functioning at all. Somewhere, almost all were dead. And the idea of the council was to try and revive those state industries. Those ones that cannot be revived could be sold off, and then we had to attract new investment. It was a very difficult task. But what impressed me is that the interest Obong Victor Attah showed, the interest. He will come to our Akipok meetings and sit for 2-3 hours to discuss with members of council as to the way forward. And the council, members of the council were not politicians, okay? They were professionals. And that is why he was able to revive the champion breeze, which today employ thousands of our people.
His legacy initiatives include Obong International Airport, now named after him, a gateway that restored pride and opened commerce. Obong Power Project, providing 191 megawatts of power towards energy independence. Le Meridian Hotel and Golf Resort, a tourism anchor of elegance and confidence. Akwa Ibom Industrial and Investments Promotion Council, Akipok, creating pathways for investment and industry. ICT Revolution, introducing GSM through a $67.5 million Econet investment, establishing the Victor Attah Digital Opportunity Center, a forerunner of the Science and Technology Park. Education and Human Capital Scholarships, Science Education, Youth Training. His leadership was methodical, measured, and deeply intentional.
Working under Obong Attah, it taught me a lot of things. One, integrity, discipline, and patriotism.
The Victor Attah International Airport and the Akwa Ibom State University of Technology are among the enduring legacies, enduring mementos of his governorship. Perhaps the apogee of the many honors he has earned is his universal description as the father of Akwa Ibom State.
Obong Victor Attah was one time a governor, 1999 to 2003, and also 2003 to 2007. Even before then, God had ordained that we'll meet. While I was in service, I was still a soldier, and he was coming around, to meet. Then the headquarters was still in Budon Barracks. We used to mingle and exchange some pleasantries of friendship, friendly words with him. And by the time he became the governor of Akwa Ibom State also, that friendship became very close. And to the extent that one time we extended sort of request to him to host us as traditional rulers of Nigeria, which is actually accepted and hosted us.
I found in him a personality that should be respected, a personality that carries the interests of Akwa Ibom people and Nigeria at heart. And so during my interaction with him within that space of time, he didn't interfere with the administration of the local government. So we had free hand to run the local government, obtaining support from him. One thing I would like to mention here is that there was a time we were having issues, political crisis in the local government. I tried to reach out to the governor. He was on the outfield walk. I called about 10 p.m. He wasn't there, and I was advised that when he comes back, they will inform him about what is happening in my local government. So, to my greatest surprise, about 2 a.m., the governor called me and asked Ekberikbe, what is going on in Ika local government? I was so surprised that he was working till 2 a.m. So that goes a long way to tell me to be a governor of a state is carrying the burden of the state on your head. No rest for you until everything is settled. So I really appreciate him. I love him as a father, and of course that is why in Akwa Ibom today we tag him the father of the modern democracy in Akwa Ibom State.
See, His Excellency has a way of intellectually stimulating his workers. And I know for sure, I've been interacting with a lot of the former staff of His Excellency. They are now in different areas, thriving in different areas, because Victor Attah stimulated a lot in all of us. You must grow. You should grow. He gives you some air. There's air around him. There's an air around him that gives you that momentum. And I think on a personal note, it energized me to bridge building across various political divides.
Throughout his years in office, his wife, Nenyin Alison Attah, was his partner in service. She championed maternal health, women's development, and through her Child Development Trust Fund, waged war against child malnutrition and generally promoted child welfare. She helped institutionalize the Millennium Development Goals in the state. Their partnership was not ceremonial. It was the quiet heart of his leadership.
Having come to this family, I have lost practically nothing because when my mother-in-law was alive, I found a home. And even in the absence of my mother-in-law, I still find a home. My father-in-law, Obong Victor Attah, is a man of goodwill, and he has made me not to regret him for having association with that family.
On October 29, 2012, he suffered the passing of his beloved Alison after a long illness. It was grief that reshaped the world. Yet, he carried forward, steady, reflective, faithful. After years marked by deep solitude, following the loss of his beloved Nenyin Alison, fate stirred once more. In 2015, he married Peace Omoefe, graceful and warm-spirited. Their union brought renewed laughter to his home and restored a gentle rhythm to his days. Today, architect Obong Victor Attah stands as the elder statesman of Akwa Ibom State and a respected national voice.
I'm sure Attah must have chewed, maybe made some consultations, and was told yes he can, and he did. And when he came out, the main reason why I personally, Haji Amiro Habib, decided of all the candidates, decided to support Attah. I saw a man in him that can bring a lot of development and progress to Nigeria.
You know, he ran for presidency, and I saw, because I was practically involved, I saw his relationship with people in the north, with people in the southwest, with people in the southeast, and of course with his people of Niger Delta. He loved his Niger Delta so very much, and I know in some state they call him Ete. Ete in Ibibio means father. They call him father because of the kind of what a lot of transformational, visionary impulse he made to the state.
You are a leader par excellence, and you lead by example. The way and manner you've carried yourself outside office, the respect you garner together, and so much honor ascribed to who you are, with your simplicity and the honor after office should be highly emulated after.
Calling still for true fiscal federalism, equity, and full resource control, not for self, but for principle. Some build for today, some build for applause, but a few build for generations. His Excellency Architect Obong Victor Attah is one of those few. The man who designed a state, guided its awakening, and helped shape its future. A leader of thought, a gentleman of courage, a father in every sense of the word.
Well, I wish to take this opportunity to wish my friend and brother Obong for reaching the age of 87. He didn't look it though, but we thank God for his life, and we thank God for all the good works he has done for the country. Many happy returns of the day.
On behalf of the Council of Traditional Rulers of Nigeria, I want to express profound gratitude to a retired but not tired active government official in the capacity of His Excellency, the Governor, the former Governor of Akwa Ibom State.
So we wish our great father
a very happy birthday.
Very happy birthday.
Long life.
Long life.
Happiness.
Happiness.
More
Anything.
joy.
I want God to give him any of his heartfelt desire.
Yeah. So happy birthday, long life.
Happy birthday.
At 87, we do not merely celebrate his years, we celebrate his legacy and the future it continues to illuminate.